Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you my creamy tortellini with butternut squash and Parmesan cheese. So good. Think of it like almost like a butternut squash Alfredo. It's delightful, and it's so easy. It really couldn't be any easier than what it is. I mean, it just takes a handful of ingredients. I've got some butternut squash here that I've diced pretty small. I also have a shallot that I've chopped. I've got some cheese tortellini. You can use tortellini of your choice. I've got some fresh sage, salt and pepper, some vegetable stock. You'll need a few additional ingredients at the very end, along with some olive oil that I have heating in a large saucepan. So to that, I am going to add my butternut squash and my beautiful shallot, and this is over about medium high heat, I'd say, because I just want to develop a little bit of color on my butternut squash and cook my shallot down. So this is going to take about, I would say, 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next step. This is looking good. Alrighty, add in my vegetable stock. Oh yeah, and then I'm going to add in make a mess while you add it. Add in a few leaves of fresh sage. I'm not even going to chop them because I don't want the flavor to be too intense. So I just like to drop them right in there. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. Turn it down to about medium-low. Let it simmer for about 30 minutes or until the butternut squash is super tender. And then we'll proceed to the next step. And we're that much closer to one of the most delicious things in the world. And I mean, it's like 5-6 ingredients and you're done. My butternut squash has been cooking for about 25 minutes and it's nice and soft. Now at this point, I've taken out my sage leaves. They've done their job. They release their flavor. My soup smells fantastic. So now I am getting ready to, well, I'm going to add my tortellini. Now these are dried. You can find them fresh, you can find them dried. I prefer the dry because I haven't found any brands fresh that I really love. And I love to use the 3 cheese tortellini. That's just my favorite, but you can use any kind that your heart desires. Make sure they are submerged into the liquid. And now I'm gonna let this cook for 10 minutes or until the tortellini cooks all the way through. And every single one that every tortellini, like it will, cooking time will vary depending on the brand. So make sure you just read the back of the box or the bag that it comes in. It'll tell you how long they need to cook for. But I know that mine take about 10 minutes. So while that happens, I'm gonna get some heavy cream and lots of freshly grated Parmigiano, and then we'll be ready to put the whole thing together. Now this looks exactly how I wanted to. All that stock has been all that vegetable broth was soaking up by the tortellini. Now, what you've got is kind of like a cream sauce because all that butternut squash kind of like cooked down and it's now, I mean, it's kind of like a puree. You didn't even have to puree it. To that, I want to first season it with some salt and pepper and make sure I've tasted my butternut squash before because different stocks have different levels of salt. So you want to make sure you don't over salt it. And now to this, I'm going to just add a little bit of heavy cream, not much, but a 1/4 cup. And then some freshly grated Parmigiano. Give this a really good stir, and that's what makes it almost into like an Alfredo sauce. It's just phenomenal. And then what I'm going to do, and this is kind of like, not really the secret, but it just makes it, I don't know, it's almost like an extra ingredient. And it is to turn it off and cover it for 5 minutes. And then you will see how just like delightful, gorgeous, gooey, sticky it is. And then we'll be ready to serve it. So excited, I'm tongue twisted. 5 minutes later, oh, I mean, it's just gorgeous and it smells phenomenal. Now my favorite tortellini flavor-wise is the 3 cheese. It's just, I don't know, I like it. I like the 3 cheese and I like the cheese and prosciutto ones, but by all means, you use your favorite. But the 3 cheese just really goes well. And look at that. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, it's creamy and gorgeous. And when you go to serve this, make sure you add a little bit of fresh parsley on top for some green. I'm just a little bit impatient. If we've met, that you know that by now. It's just dinner night for dinner, but if you were to serve this like for a dinner party or something, for like a get-together, whatever, put it in a nice, like a nice shallow platter, some fresh parsley on top, and it's just magnificent. It's delightful. It's so good. It's slightly sweet. I mean, it's just creamy. It's cheesy. The tortellini is cooked perfectly, if I do say so myself. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get this recipe. I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. The color of the fall, too. Hope you enjoy spending time with me. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.